vaginismus curable? The short answer, yes, it is. 100%. The long answer, takes a little work to get there, but we can do it. I'm Jess. I'm a trauma-informed pelvic floor therapist and a vaginismus recovery coach. Yes, vaginismus is 100% curable, but we need to do the right strategies to get there. Personally, I learned a lot of strategies that didn't work. I had vaginismus for 8 years. I had gone to pelvic floor therapy. Personally, I learned a lot of strategies that didn't work. I had vaginismus for 8 years. I had gone to pelvic floor therapy for many years. I had been through all the dilators at least twice before I couldn't transition to my husband and crashed and burned in a spiral of anxiety. Went to mental health counselors who helped a little bit, but didn't really address the issue deeply. Saw sex therapists, got some bad advice there. I saw specialists. I tried medications. I was on creams. Seemed like we had tried everything and we weren't really getting anywhere. Definitely weren't getting the results that we wanted. I just started to believe and accept that this was who I am. Sex was not going to be possible for me. It was miserable, painful, and frustrating. It wasn't until I took a step back, kind of used my background as an occupational therapist to see the bigger picture and that I am a whole person that needs a whole approach to heal. And yes, I had tried all these different approaches, but there was a piece missing. And that piece was the connection, essentially that mind-body connection piece. I had a history of working with patients with chronic pain, and I knew the power of the mind-body connection in healing chronic pain. I just didn't really see vaginismus as that. And so the framework I used to try and heal my vaginismus is what was hindering me from actually healing from it. And it wasn't until I switched and saw this as a more mind-body chronic pain dysregulation kind of situation that I was finally able to be cured. Yes, cured. And that's the offer and the approach that I work with my clients. I work with women from around the world, and we stop just narrowing vaginismus down to the pelvic floor, but we start seeing you as a whole person that's worthy of healing at multiple levels. And that's the type of healing we need to be cured. Vaginismus can feel totally overwhelming. The idea of a cure might seem impossible, and you might have a similar story to me where you've been at this for weeks or months or even years, and you just feel frustrated. And I feel you in that. But I want to explore why traditional treatments often fall short and how a mind-body neuromodulation approach can be what really leads you to lasting healing and that cure that we're all looking for. So the problem with traditional approaches is that they focus a lot on just one aspect, typically the pelvic floor or the vagina. So we do pelvic floor therapy, which is great and super helpful for supporting the pelvic floor, but often it's not just that. We do the stretches, we do the exercises, we do the breathing. We use some dilators that frustrate us, but we get through them. We do some breathing, maybe some relaxation techniques. Oftentimes we also try counseling. And counseling is super helpful and super beneficial at working through some of the cognitive frameworks, just like pelvic floor therapy is helpful at supporting the pelvic floor. But unless we're seeing you as a multidimensional person, we're not really taking the frameworks we do and applying them to the right situation. And so when we look at a bigger picture, we see that vaginismus isn't just a muscle problem. It's not all in your pelvic floor. And it's not just a cognitive problem. It's not all in your head. It's a little bit more than that because you are more than that. And oftentimes, vaginismus is this miscommunication between the brain and the pelvic floor driven by an overactive and a little bit crazy nervous system. So those conventional treatments don't always work with that connection piece. They target that muscle contraction piece, but they miss the reason why that contraction is happening. And that's what we need to work on. And so I recommend, if you're looking for a cure, trying a mind-body neuromodulation approach. This is an approach that leverages the biopsychosocial model for addressing chronic conditions, chronic pain, and just the tension that comes at us. And so with the biopsychosocial model, we're looking at the biological elements. These are your body, your pelvic floor, and the nervous system and the body that's working together at a biological level. We're also going to look at the psychological components. These are mindsets, beliefs, schemas, but also the brain's role in chronic pain and intention. And then we're also going to look at the social and environmental components. So this is your partner, the bedroom, intimacy, anything that kind of happens around you that needs to support your body during the occupation of sex and intimacy. And so occupational therapists specialize in occupation, which is sex and intimacy. And so that's why we do a good job at looking at that bigger picture, at all of these elements that come to support you as a multidimensional, beautiful, complex woman. And so we want to harmonize all of these elements to get your nervous system, your brain, your pelvic floor, your environment, your social context, your beliefs, all of that need to align together in a way that supports one another so that we get function and we get that cure. And that's what I specialize in. We want to be cured, which means lasting healing. We don't want to deal with maintenance dilating. I don't want you doing stretches the rest of your life. I don't want you having to go to counseling or therapy any longer than you need to. And I don't want you to fear a regression or will this come back after I get pregnant? No, we're talking about cured once and for all. We don't have to talk about vaginismus or pain ever again when it comes to the bedroom. So when your nervous system is truly rewired, and when we've done that neuroplasticity, vaginismus becomes a thing of the past. We don't fear it. It's no longer a category in our brain, and it's just something that we've grown and healed from. So this is a layered, complicated process that I spend a long time with my clients working through, and it's different for everyone. So it is a little hard to sit here and say, here's the 3 things that you can do to do this. But I will go ahead and say that if you want to apply a mind-body neuromodulation approach, I would say start building awareness. Learn how your body communicates through what I like to say interoception, your body's own internal cues and how your body talks to you. I have a blog post about interoception. It's an incredible thing. I encourage you to look more into it, but learn how your body communicates through interoception. You can use body scans, mindfulness, all of those wonderful things to help gain an internal awareness of what your body needs so that you can support it better. I would also say to use neuromodulation strategies. Now, these are also different for everyone. What works for me won't work for you, but find ways to help regulate your unique nervous system. Trial and error this to find what works for you, and then realize that what works for you outside the bedroom may not work in the bedroom. So we have to find specific strategies that support your body well within the bedroom. And then you want to rewire those penetration pathways. This is a huge part of neuroplasticity and neuromodulation, but we're going to focus on creating those positive and pleasurable insertion experiences. And then we're going to reinforce those so that we can let the old ones die out so that we can move on and be cured. We want those healthy neural pathways to be there. That is a process and it takes layering all these things together, but that's basically the key on how we're going to apply a mind-body neuromodulation approach so that we can be cured from vaginismus. I offer a comprehensive vaginismus and painful sex recovery program that does just all of this. Our goal is for you to unsubscribe, unfollow, throw your dilators in the trash can because you're literally moving on to bigger and better things. Maybe your goal isn't sex or penetrative sex. Maybe it's inserting a tampon or going to the gynecologist. We're going to work towards that. We're going to help you support the entire you, from your mind to your body, to your toes, to your environment, all of it. We're going to come together and support so that we can get you past this once and for all. I'm so overjoyed to be able to help women from around the world be able to get past the frustrations and the struggles of vaginismus to enjoy a body that shows up for them the way that they want it to, whether it's in the bedroom or at the gynecologist, because you're worth having a body that you can trust, that you know works for you. You are not broken, my friend, and healing is possible. And I'm here for you if you want help in getting there.